can't believe I drew a Final Fantasy VII character. With that being said, I am very proud to say that it is not Cloud, Sephiroth, or Vincent. Today I decided to draw Cid Highwind. This is a character that I feel needs some more attention than he probably gets. Well, with that said, he does have a very prominent place in the cosplay community, which is pretty neat, but I feel like he is someone that is very relatable in a game that can sometimes get lost in the fantasy elements of the franchise. He's a person that I could honestly see walking down the street and I relate to on a personal level. I don't think there's anybody that I know that curses quite as much as him or me, and that makes me happy inside. So I decided to draw him just because I'm excited to see him when he comes out for the remake. I don't think he's going to be in this version, or this episode, I should say. I believe he comes out in the future one, the second maybe? Whatever. And he's going to be fantastic. I just hope they don't give him an Australian voice actor. So, that said, I decided I was going to do what I usually do with these characters, and I was going to give him a model. It was actually a little bit easier than usual because his stature is very similar to my husband's, so we decided to go ahead and take some reference photos and to go from there. I had an idea of what I wanted him to be doing, and I wanted it to relate somewhat to the old style 1999 kind of game. So I have a vision of him standing on top of something that you won't see until the end of the video, and when he's standing on top of something, he needs to kind of have he needs to be leaning back a bit, he needs to have that cocky little smirk, and of course he has to have his spear. And I want to tell you a little secret in the fact that for the longest time, I thought his spear was a harpoon. I should probably be shot for that, but I digress. So I was able to take the pictures, and I realized that the best picture, or the picture that I thought was the most interesting, was also going to be the hardest to draw. And I mean, that seems to be a theme I'm noticing in all of my videos. I get a nice reference picture, and I like the way it looks, and then it's the hardest thing to draw. So I guess that just means I'm branching out of my comfort zone and I'm progressing, hopefully. I'm learning something new. So I decided to have him with his head back a bit to the side and, just kind of give more emphasis to that cockiness, like he's almost looking down at you. That's what I was hoping to convey with this. And when I did that, I had to play with the way his body was positioned, which was difficult because of the way I had to take the pictures, but I realized very quickly that his face was going to be the biggest problem for me. I drew the face 3 or 4 times and I still wasn't 100% happy with it, but I eventually came to the decision that I was just going to have to go forward. The rest of him looked fine, I was happy with it, but sometimes you just can't keep going. I was gonna wear a hole through the paper, so I just had to go with it and take what I learned from this experience and apply it to the next one. I really loved the way his hands came out. That was something I was extremely proud of because they were in kind of weird positions. They're kind of hung over the bar and over the spear. I think the left one is a little smaller than the right one, but I'm still happy with it. And I loved his boots. I'm so happy with those stupid boots. I feel like they should, ever since I drew them in Resident Evil picture, I've been wanting to go back and do more boots. So, I was so happy with the details I was able to get in those clothes. And I mean, I was inking everything, saving the face to last because I was so upset with the idea that I was going to ruin it. I was convinced I was going to destroy the picture. Like, it was awful. And eventually I decided to go forward and I made myself do it. I got out of my own head and I just went for it. And I was really happy when I did. It didn't come out too terrible. Am I 100% happy? No. But it's still good. And I started thinking, the more I looked at it, the more I liked it. and the better that it looked to me, and the more I wanted to work on it in other ways, not to fix it, but to make it better. So I started thinking, okay, well, do I want to ink it some more? Do I want to add a lot of detail with shadows? Do I want to, God help me, do I want to try and color this thing? That was particularly scary because the colored pencil set that I have does not have skin tones. And I mean, this is a human being, so he has to have human skin tone. And that idea petrified me. So I just continued working and I thickened up the lines while I was, deliberating in my head as to what I wanted to do. And if you want to see what I ended up doing, you should actually wait until the end of the video to see the final product, because I'm very impressed with what I managed to do with the time that I had left. So I really, overall, the entire piece came together really well. I think I captured his attitude, his confidence. It's not so much arrogance as it is confidence. And I really just, for the reference pictures I could find, I had to kind of go with my instinct. I didn't know exactly what his jacket looked like. I didn't know what his pants looked like. I had to guess what his boots looked like because the only pictures I could really find were from the waist up. And then there were a couple action figures that I found, so I went off what the action figures had, and I was just praying it was right. So I was originally also going to add a background to this, but I feel like that would have become too cluttered, so I left it with him standing on, something, and I left it finished, as you will see at the end of the video, and I'm very proud of the piece as a whole with how it came out. So in the future, I am going to have another coloring book page out on Wednesday, and I'm also going to have another fan art come out on Saturday. So be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of this and anything you might want to see in the future. And enjoy your weekend and holiday, and I will see you next week.